Back in 1994, I started helping out as the youth Wesleyan church. At the time, I didn't know a lot about the Wesleyan church. I was a sophomore at Southern Wesleyan, but I was still, a Baptist. But I had this opportunity. My accountability partner at school was the pastor over there, so he invited me to come work. I knew I needed the experience and wanted the opportunity. Well, I got over there. I started hearing about this youth convention, Exalt 94, which was going to be in Cincinnati, Ohio. And so it was kind of too late in the game to get any of our youth plugged in from the church, but I plugged in with the South Carolina district to travel with them and to room with them and do some stuff. Met some really amazing people, Rick and Marie Gilbert, their kids. Just like I said, met some amazing people on this trip and from the South Carolina district. One of the things that happened, I was with a guy named Lamar Bass. Lamar was a pastor in South Carolina at the time. When we got to the hotel, Lamar told me, he said, Heath, and if you get back to the room tonight and the door is propped open, it means that I have gone to just check the hall and make sure people aren't making a lot of noise. I said, okay, man, that's totally cool. That night, we went through a day of activities. We had a rally that night. I think Ray Bolt's. It was 1994. Anyway, I get back to the hotel, and it is packed. I go to get on the elevator. It is just packed full of people. Elevator, I'm squished, and I make the decision just getting off of here. So I get off at my floor, and I go down to our door, and sure enough, the door is propped open. Now it's just me and Lamar staying in this room. And so I go in the room, and I get really excited because ESPN's on. And at that point in my life, I was still living at home with my parents. We didn't have cable. So anytime I went on a trip and got to stay in a hotel, I got to watch cable. I got to watch ESPN. I was really excited about that. So we get there. I walk in the room, and I'll never forget this, but because it was ESPN, it was Sports Center, it was a story about Clemson basketball. I remember seeing Devin Gray, who played for Clemson, on the and just got excited. I'm like, oh, cool, man, get to watch some Sports Center. Well, then I looked around, and of stuff in our room, a lot of luggage. And at that time, it was popular for girls to carry what I called the little caboodles. It's like a tackle box, but it's for all their makeup. And there's like 4 of these tackle boxes on the floor. And I pause, and I haven't said anything, and I just kind of look around. Now, Lamar was maybe in his 30s at the time, has short, dark hair and a beard. Well, there's somebody laying in this bed with long, blonde hair. And it hits me. I am not at all. So I slowly tiptoed out of the room. And as soon as I got out of the room, I ran to the elevators. And I get to the elevators, I'm just pushing the button. And I know the elevator's crowded. I'm just pushing the button. I'm just trying to get on the elevator. And then I hear this voice. This teenage girl voice say, Tiffany, you? And I just thought in my mind, no, it's not. I realized I was on the 5th floor instead of the 6th floor. Room, I think I ended up taking the stairs. I get in the room, and Lamar is at the table eating. He's like, what's going on, man? And I'm just like, you won't believe what just happened. It's pretty funny because as long as I've known the Gilberts, they still remind me of that. What is greatly ironic is 15 years later at Love Mercy in Charlotte, I was actually in charge of security. So it just shows you that things go full circle. Exalt 94 changed my life. It was Exalt 94 that I said, man, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of this denomination. I want to be so blessed beyond my wildest dreams to be able to participate in those events, to have some leadership and to have input, and just been blown away by how 15 years later these events are still people's lives can be changed. And so I'm lucky. I'm lucky that girl didn't wake up while I was in the room. But ever since then, no matter where I go or where I stay, I always check the room number twice and just make sure I have a good one.